Welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I am Brad. Today we are talking about the playoff series versus the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Philadelphia Flyers. If you're on YouTube, you can go like, subscribe, comment. Let me know who you think is going to win. If you're on Spotify, Apple, any of those audios, just hit 5 stars if you can. It helps out a ton. And let's just jump right into it. Again, or you want to tweet me, just come out, tweet at me. It'd be very funny too. Anyways, when it came to this one, this is one that I'm so excited about, but I'm also a bit frustrated that it has to happen. Listen, I want a Pennsylvania playoff matchup. I was trying to find another P word, but anyways, I would like that, but I want it to be genuine. And my issue is that of all the playoff teams in the Eastern Conference, the team that finished 7th was the Penguins. The team that finished 8th was the Flyers. The problem is both these teams are in divisional spots, so they end up versing each other. It should be, according to how it should be in the standings, it should be the Philadelphia Flyers versus the Carolina Hurricanes, and it should be the Pittsburgh Penguins versus the Buffalo Sabres, because those two teams were the top 2 teams, and the Flyers and the Penguins were the 2 bottom teams. However, Gary Bettman's league, this is how they have done, trying to make matchups and everything. I don't like that. Don't force a matchup. Just do it genuine. Hey, if you're the best team, you get to verse the worst team. And instead, Carolina's versing the 6th team instead of the 8th team. And again, now we have a 7th versus 8th. So it's neither of these teams probably would have made it to the second round. But here we are. It is let's get past the spitefulness. And that's why I want to get this out of the way. Let's talk about what's so exciting is 2 teams who have not been in the playoffs in a couple of years both make the playoffs. That is true for the Sabres, the Penguins, and the Flyers, which is so awesome and it's very exciting. So when we're looking at that, let's jump right into we'll jump into the Pittsburgh Penguins. Penguins have not been in the playoffs since 2021-22. They've been out of the playoffs for the last 3 years, which is a sin for the Sidney Crosby playoffs, Sidney Crosby era. But he is back in, and again by the skin of the hairs of his chin, right? But he is in. And you have Evgeny Malkin, you have Chris Letang. Again, I'm a Erik Karlsson fan, so love seeing Karlsson in there. So let's kind of look at what's happening so far this season and what's been so fortunate and what they've done. I think there's some really good stuff that they did. Real quick, let's just run through some of the trades that they made this year, just because I think that's going to help give some context about what they did. Just to kind of bring it, because let's be mindful. Did you see the Penguins making the playoffs this year? I didn't. I had no idea they were. And they made some really shrewd, smart moves coming into the season, even after this. After the trade deadline and everything. They moved off some guys, they picked up some players. Even before, they picked up they moved out Timmins and Bolivier, got Isaac Bolivier. They picked up Connor Clifton. They moved up Nedeljkovic. They picked up Matt Dumba, which did not work out. But he's there, right? They picked up Arthur Seeloffs. Around December, they traded Tristan Jarry's contract away, which he was waived last year. He was waived. And they moved him and a former first-round pick for Stu Skinner, Brett Kulak, and a second-round pick, right? So they got assets back for that, right? They got Stu Skinner, who's going to be the starting goalie for them in the playoffs. Crazy. They moved off Jarry's contract, and they get a guy who's cheaper, and his contract's up at the end of the year, so he plays well, you sign him. If not, you don't worry about it. You got Kulak as well, and then second-round pick. We'll talk about Kulak in a second. Then you pick up Chinnikov. So you move out Danton Heinen for and a second-round pick and a third-round pick. Chinnikov has had an amazing year this year. Not with Columbus. Columbus, he had 6 points in 29 games. With the Penguins, 36 and 43. That's good. That's good business by Kyle Dubas right there. Then you do a small trade. Actually, it's funny enough, you did a trade with the Flyers, Tomasino for Zamula. Then there's a small trade. You pick up Sam Girard. You trade out Brett Kulak. You get a Samuel Girard, who's a solid player. He's won the Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche as well. 20 games, 7 points, not too bad. A former second round pick. That was a good pickup though. He's young. Plus you got a second round pick with it. So that's huge. Then you get Elmer Soderblom, my heart, Soderblom. He's a darling. Love him. And of course, he in 39 games with the Red Wings, scratched often. He only had 3 points. With the Penguins, this 6'8", 251 pound player, he puts up half point per game, 10 points in 20 games. Good for them, good for him, and they got him for next year too. So I mean, good business. Again, I'm sad for the Red Wings in that case, but that's some good business that the Pittsburgh Penguins did there. So again, out of the playoffs last 3 years, I mean, you have Sidney Crosby who was out for a bit of time, but still he's the only player who's had 20 consecutive point per game play seasons, 74 points in 68 games. Monster. You have a rejuvenated Erik Karlsson, my man, 66 points, 75 games, 65 points for Brian Rust, 72 games. Anthony Mantha, where did this come from? Again, another absolute steal by Kyle Dubas. This guy signs it as a free agent. Again, of course, former first-round pick for the Detroit Red Wings. They got value. They got a first-round pick, Verona. They got stuff for when they traded him and everything. But 64 points in 81 games, 33 goals. The Red Wings always knew he was a 30-goal scorer. But he just didn't he put up 120 points in his draft year. In the year after his draft year, he put up 120 points, 57 games in the QMJHL. They knew he was a good player. Didn't work out, got traded. And he's, I think, right, Kyle Dubas signed him for what, like a couple million, it was like 3 million or something like that. It was, here we go, 2.5 million. Phenomenal. So good on Kyle Dubas. Then you got Evgeny Malkin, 61 points. Ricard, right? Tommy Novak. Again, Chinnikov had a pop off. Kindle, who has been, he was I think 13th overall pick. He was drafted literally this summer. 11th overall pick, 18 years old, still doesn't even turn 18 until tomorrow. 35.77 games from a guy you just drafted this year. Win. Again, these guys just getting tons of points throughout the year. Parker Wotherspoon, Brazeau looks good, right? 34 points, 30, just value, good value. He did a great, Kyle Dubas is doing a phenomenal job and hasn't even had to move out a first round pick or anything too. So, again, I'm incredibly impressed with what Kyle Dubas has been able to do with this team. And going into next year, let me see their draft picks. So they have all their first round picks still. They have 2 second round picks this year. They have a third round pick. So they still have value here. So I'm very impressed with them. So that's just a quick review of that. I just want to show the emphasis on that, some of the changes, and then we'll go forward group, defense group, goalies, and then we'll do who we're picking and everything as well. So going with the Philadelphia Flyers, some of the things that they did this season, because again, a team as well that I did not think they were going to do anything. I did not know they were going to be able to make any good moves. I thought they were just kind of hey, they're going to have another close. Maybe they start to make some progress, but I didn't think they were going to get this close to making anything happen. So look at some of the things they did. Some AHL trades here and there, no big deal. And then you get the good size one. You trade for David Jiricek, former 4th overall pick, and you trade out Bobby Brink, kind of flush with wingers, so it's not a big deal there. Another AHL move. You get Delorier. Again, you move out Delorier for a 7th. So again, they thought they were going to miss the playoffs, and they came in swinging. They really had a hot end of the season. So, again, unexpected, but good for them. Going to their players, again, this is a team that has been out of the playoffs, has not made the playoffs since 1920 season. So they've been out for 5 years already, and they're back in it, which is very exciting. Talking about some of their players, you have, of course, a Konechny who signed that massive deal, 68.77 games. Zegras, what a bounce back. I'd love to see that from him. He was traded, it felt like he was traded for peanuts in comparison to what he could have gotten, right? They traded out Ryan Poehling in the 2nd round pick, and they got or in a 4th round pick for Zegras. So he goes from doing 32 points last year with the Ducks to 67 points, literally doubles his points. Such a career high. Amazing, good value for them. And he gets to play with his boy, Jamie Drysdale. I love that. Owen Tippett's young and good. Matt Michkov, 51 points, 81 games. Like to see more production out of him, but I think he's still so young. And just, you have Rick Tocchet, right? Who's one of the guys who's been able to squeeze so much out of these guys. Noah Kate, Sanheim, he won the Olympics. Did he win the Olympics? I think he might have been off that team. Nope, he won the Olympics. He lost the Olympics for Canada. Sorry, I thought it was from U.S. It's from Manitoba. With Sean Couturier and Drysdale. Again, you have some good guys here. Definitely not as deep. Definitely a lot younger, a lot less experienced than the Pittsburgh Penguins. But again, this team started to get hotter and hotter as they went along. Looking at so many, like, again, small winning streaks. They like won 3 in a row. Like they, like 3 or 4 times from March 14th on. They had 3 game winning streaks, and then there's 1 or 2 losses in between each of those. So again, they just started to chip away and get the points. And again, it's a young, hustling team. So let's jump over to the forward group for the Pittsburgh Penguins, kind of knock out this and kind of see what you got, right? Again, we talked about a lot of these players. You have Chinnikov, Crosby, Rust. Good. That's experience. And you got a young guy playing up there as well. Again, Novak, Raquel, Malkin. Again, good experience. Soderblom, Kendall, Mantha. That's kind of fun. That's a fun mix right there. When you're looking at the forward, again, the guys are having phenomenal years. You have experience here as well. And if I were to say in 5 years, which team looks better, I'm saying Philadelphia. But at this time right now, I mean, I think Penguins got it. Like, I think it's exciting. I think they're coming out into a little bit of a slump though. Let me see. The Pittsburgh Penguins are only 5-5-0 in the last 10. Flyers are 7-3-0. So they came out of the season with a 3-game winning streak. Pittsburgh Penguins with a 3-game losing streak. Okay, here's something to consider right there. But again, I think this Pittsburgh team, when it comes to they're just looking, again, the experience is something to talk about in this case. So going to the Philadelphia Flyers, Tyson Forrester, Zegras, Tippett, good, young, love that. Konechny, Grinder, Dvorak got a huge contract. Porter Martone, who with State, he played so well. I think he was up a top 10 for Hobie Baker. He had a great year. Let's pull up his NCAA numbers. 50 points in 35 games with Michigan State, 25 goals, 25 assists. Love even numbers like that. So this guy produces. I mean, he can. Let's see. I don't know if he has his first. Yeah, he's had 9 games. In the 9 games he had this season, he got 10 points. Like, he's a weapon. You have to watch out. Watch out for this kid. He's gonna be good. But then you get Denver Barkey, no Case, Mitchkov, and then the fourth line kind of drops off right there with points. But again, this is a good young team, and this playoff experience is gonna be really good for them. Just because it's gonna help. What playoffs does is that sets the expectation of what needs to be done to really step up, right? And in the cool thing about the Flyers lineup, I'm looking at the time on ice. It's really leaning heavy on. It's pretty even across the board. You're seeing a lot of good distribution between 13 to 18 minutes for most guys, which is great because that means you're running the lines evenly. You're trying to give guys the right amount of time. These young guys, getting them out there and say, hey, this is the caliber that you need to be playing at. Whereas when it comes to Pittsburgh, there's a little bit more higher numbers, some 19s, almost 20s, right? Of course, Crosby's going to be playing a ton as well. So it's something to consider when you're doing that is that, hey, this is, you have some guys that are long term, how does this work out? If you can shut down the top lines of Pittsburgh, what happens to the rest of the lineup? I do think, although I think Pittsburgh is a little bit deeper. So in the case of the forward group, I love that Philadelphia is one of those ones. I actually have a Philadelphia hat on right now. Doesn't mean I'm picking them. I also have a Pittsburgh hat, but this one fits me about my head better. I think I like Philadelphia long term. I think Pittsburgh's got it this year. When it comes to the forward group, the experience is unrivaled. You have so many Stanley Cups in there. You have a Norris winner. We'll get to the defense in a second. It's Crosby. It's Malkin. You have Russ, Raquel. Some of those guys are great. Again, you have some high end talent for Philadelphia when it comes to Zegras, but to me, I think this is going to be I think you're really looking to see what this young Philadelphia team can do. I don't know if it's a lot yet, but we're going to find out. So it's exciting. And also they got Tyson Forrester back. for the Flyers, who was very hot before he got injured. So we went to the defense, going to Pittsburgh. Again, I'm just going to sing Kyle Dubas' praises. Erik Karlsson, everyone talked about that trade. I didn't like the trade either, and I'm a San Jose Sharks fan. I didn't like the trade. I thought they could have gotten. I think they could have gotten more, and then it worked out right. They got a first for Granlund. They ended up getting like 2 firsts out of this and everything. They're still retaining on his deal, only $1.5 million. But you get a guy like Parker Wotherspoon in the first year of his 2-year deal for $1 million a year, 30 points in 80 games. Crazy, love that. Again, you trade for Samuel Girard, great. You got him for next year as well at a $5 million cap. Chris Letang, 34 points, 74 games. Not the same guy that he used to be, but again, he's playing more. He's playing more power play 2 minutes. So again, you're not really worried about him. Another guy that I thought was really good, sneaky one. This guy's kind of came out of nowhere. He played with them last year. Is Ryan Shea. He was a 4th round pick of the Hawks. 35 points in 80 games as a 29-year-old. Great. Last year he played 39 games, had 5 points. This year for $900,000 has 35 points. 7x is his production, doubles his total games from last year. It's a great pick. Again, these guys are just working out. It's so fortunate. Kyle Dubas is doing a great job analytically, just picking up these guys. You have Connor Clifton. Again, these are sneaky picks. These are not your name brand. I mean, you have your Erik Karlssons, your Chris Letang. Those are your name brand guys, right? But I mean, I knew Wotherspoon from when he played on the Bruins. I thought he played really like that pickup for them when they signed it. Samuel Girard. You get a 2nd round pick plus Samuel Girard for Brett Kulak, who was an expiring deal anyways. You win that trade right there. And again, if Samuel Girard works out, great. If not, you flip him next year. There's just so much potential here. And that he's getting these guys with term. It's a great long-term play. And again, I like their guys. There's some guys, they're name brand, but you're not going to sing home about Connor Clifton. Who's Ryan Shea, Wotherspoon, but there's some other big high-end names up there. Then we look at the defense for the Philadelphia Flyers. You have Sanheim, Ristolainen, Cam York, Jamie Drysdale, Nick Seelers, Emil Andre. Those guys we know a little bit more about. I'd say you've heard about these guys more than, again, with Sanheim being part of the Olympics and everything. Ristolainen was part of the Olympics as well. There's guys that just they're known players. And some of these guys play pretty well. Sanheim, 37 points in 81 games, almost a half point per game player. Drysdale, 32 points, 78 games. Cam York, 26 and 74. These guys are, again, younger, I'd say. Not Sanheim, but York and Drysdale are younger. And it's exciting for them. But again, another young core, not ready to take the next step yet. But it is exciting. It is very cool, and it's very exciting about what they can do. But again, there's a little more establishing as you go deeper. But I think the high end is just Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's just playing better in that case. And I'm going Pittsburgh again. And it might be my Erik Karlsson bias. I have a bias. I know I do. But I believe in the Pittsburgh Penguins in this one. And again, as heartbreaking as it is as a Red Wings fan, because I want Philadelphia to be good. I like Philadelphia. And the Red Wings beat Philadelphia in 1997 for the Stanley Cup. I have a picture of it. And I like the grit of the Philadelphia Flyers. I just think Pittsburgh's at a spot where they have Malkin and Raquel and Crosby, and it's just it's hard to bet against Crosby, especially when he's his first time back in the playoffs. So I'm excited to see Crosby play. Respect him, hate him. Actually, I should hate him as a Red Wings fan, but I love rooting for guys. I think he's it's so cool to be able to see a player like this of this caliber. But it doesn't mean I'm not salty. It is with a little bit of salt that I'm a little frustrated with him. So going to the goaltenders, we have Archer Seeloffs and Stuart Skinner. Originally, again, the season they started off with Jari for the Pittsburgh Penguins. They also were playing Murashov was their 22-year-old goalie who played in the AHL. He had some great games earlier this season, or he had some okay games. Yeah, he played 5 games this earlier this season. Looked decent. But again, he's killing in the AHL. Let him cook in the AHL. Don't overdo a young goaltender. You already have guys anyway. So you have a Stuart Skinner and an Archer Seeloffs And since Stuart Skinner came here, again, you move off Jari was not looking good. And Skinner's kind of regressed back to his numbers that he had with the Edmonton Oilers. But again, you made money off that trade. You got Brett Kulak, who you were able to get for Gerard and a second, and you got a second round with Skinner. So you basically traded Jari for 2 seconds and Gerard. Like it's a win there. And his goals saved above expected, he was 8. So he's saving more than he should. And again, on a Pittsburgh team that I don't think is overall that great in general. And then Archer Silovs, younger goalie that they got from Vancouver. He's more of like a young bet. He's still 25. Like you just kind of see what you have in him. He's only 2 years younger than Skinner, which is crazy. Like Skinner feels so old. Like he's been to so many Stanley Cup finals, which he has. Like he's been to 2 Stanley Cup finals. Like, and he's played games in those. So that's why the reason they're starting him. He played the season. So like you don't hate that. Like, I mean, good for him, by the way. Like I think it's the right bet. And again, you're just gonna have to figure it out as you go, man. It's exciting. Is it a good tandem? No. Is it okay? Like, yeah, there's experience there. Like I've been talking about experience when it comes to the forward and defense crew, of course. This experience is something. It's Stanley Cup caliber, but is it what you need to make it far in the playoffs? So we will see. And then on the other hand, goaltending was never a strong suit when it came to the Philadelphia Flyers. They ran 3 goalies last year, and then they ran 3 goalies this year. Kolosev, who only played 4 games, did not have a good season. Arison played 33 games. Dan Vladar played 52. Dan Vladar came in and he did a great job. 906 save percentage, 2.4 goals against. He's really the MVP, in my opinion, of the Philadelphia Flyers. Again, played 52 games. Goal save above expected was 18, almost 19 goals saved above expected. That means he saved 19 more goals than they thought were going. And again, that's what makes him the MVP of this season. You're not going to be able to rely on Arison for that type of stuff. He let in 14 more goals than he should have, according to the statistics. So, I mean, very proud of Vladar, again, who never started. This is the most he's ever started. I mean, this is definitely the most he's ever started. He's on a 2-year contract at $3.35 million. Yeah, the most before this is last year. He played 30 games for the Calgary Flames as a backup, right? So he's a backup in Calgary, and then suddenly becomes a starter in Philadelphia. So good for him, man. I'm very happy for him. Glad he really took the step forward and everything. So when looking at the goaltending, I mean, Dan Vladar, I mean, 18 goals above expected. That is impressive. And we're looking at Skinner, who saved 6 above expected. We're looking at those as a starter. You got to go with Vladar. I know Stuart Skinner has the experience and everything, but that just shows you that, like, when a goal is hot, it's hot, right? We're thinking Cam Ward, right? We're talking about the LA Kings, Jonathan Quick. Like, there's some teams that, like, you ride a hot goaltender and you can go far in the playoffs. So I think I'm going, when it comes to goaltenders, I'm going with Philadelphia in this case. So want to run over some of the statistics as well. We got power play. Pittsburgh is 7th. Philadelphia is 32nd. Like, power play is not there's not a ton of power plays in the NHL playoffs because, you know, refs don't want to determine the games. Usually a lot of times it's match up. So like Philadelphia gets 2 power plays, Pittsburgh probably can get 2. But you can see Pittsburgh capitalize on their power plays. Philadelphia does not. So that is going to be one of the concerns. If there's, if Pittsburgh can really, utilize those power plays, that'd be huge, just because, Philadelphia doesn't seem like they really can translate. Penalty kill, Pittsburgh's doing way better. 6th in the penalty kill, was 22nd. So not only are they scoring on the penalty power plays, even when they're shorthanded, they're still killing they're still doing really well in that category. Pittsburgh, when it came to save percentage, and Philadelphia, they're tied. They're 23rd and 24th. So that's kind of a wash there. But again, that's average between the 2 goalies, right? So I think that Vladar brought up Arison for Philadelphia, and Stuart Skinner and Silovs really didn't have that great of a tandem. So, like, I think it just shows you how good that Vladar has been, that he's able to bring up his numbers. So, goals against, Pittsburgh lets more goals in. They're 24th in the league. Philadelphia, again, we're talking about goaltending. They're 9th. They let in the 9th least goals. They let in the 9th least goals in the playoffs in the NHL. The Pittsburgh Penguins led in the 24th most. So again, it's goaltending. It's goaltending right there. Shots for, Pittsburgh's putting a lot more shots, and they're putting on over three shots more per game. They're 10th in the league, and they're 20, and Philadelphia's 28th in the league. They're letting shots on net, by the way. Pittsburgh is 12th, Philadelphia is 4th. So again, even when shots, Philadelphia is reducing the shots, and even when the shots are getting on, Philadelphia is saving them. And so, like, again, you're just, again, goaltending. You're good blockage, good blocks, and good goaltending. And then comes to 5. So this is one of the most important ones that I want to emphasize, which is why I'm going over the statistics real quick. 5-on-5 goals. You're going to see a lot more 5-on-5 goals, and you need to show that you can win in a playoff series. And this is why is another main reason that I'm taking the Pittsburgh Penguins over the Philadelphia Flyers. I'm emphasizing the experience, but you need to translate and you need to score goals. Now we're seeing Philadelphia's got Porter Martone, who can score goals. We saw that 25 goals at 35 games with Michigan State, but they're 21st in 5-on-5 goals is what Philadelphia is. Pittsburgh is 3rd. I mean, it goes the Avalanche, it goes Dallas, and it goes Pittsburgh Penguins. And you're like, those are not the same categories. Those are not at all. And so they're scored 50 over 82 games. Pittsburgh scored 50 more goals on 5-on-5 than the Philadelphia Flyers. And those are the time. Not only are you beating them on the power play, you're beating them on 5-on-5 goals too. So you need to recognize that, hey, this is important. It's important to get the this is goals, not 5-on-5 goals. I mean, they still score more goals. They just found a way to score more goals. Like, so when you're emphasizing that, it's still more important. You're still scoring the 3rd most goals, and the Philadelphia Flyers are scoring the 21st. You need goals to score. Like, you need goals to win. Can they get past Vladar? Maybe. But I think you need the goals. It's the most important thing. It's literally how you win games. So I'm still going Pittsburgh Penguins in this case. I know where the Flyers at, but I'm still going Pittsburgh Penguins in this case. So let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe. Love you guys, and I'll crank out some more videos tomorrow for the games that happen tomorrow. So love you. Hit like, subscribe, check them all out, and let me know what your thoughts are. Who's gonna win? Let me know. See ya.